Recently, I met with a couple who is 65 years old, and they had one main question for me. They said, we have $2 million saved for retirement, and we want to know how much we can spend. We want to travel, we want to do fun things with our kids and our grandkids, and we want to make sure that we can do all that without ever running out of money. So in today's video, we're going to walk through a case study showing you their plan and showing you the true impact that increasing their spending, traveling more, would have on their retirement plan. And by the way, my name's Ryan. I own Denali Financial Group, and we created what we call the Mint for More retirement method. And it's a 5-part planning process that really just helps our clients have a better understanding of what their retirement plan looks like. But more importantly, our goal is to show them that they can go out and do all the things they've always envisioned doing in retirement. And what I find all the time is that people retire, they sit down with an advisor or even just themselves, and they put their money into a spreadsheet and they say, okay, if we spend X amount for the rest of our lives, will we have money left over based on some assumptions? And a lot of times they'll look and they'll say, okay, great, yeah, we don't run out of money. That's how we're going to live. Obviously, priority number one is making sure you never run out of money. But if you see that your plan is in good shape, well, now let's start to stress test. Let's dig a little deeper and see, well, what's it look like if we spend more money on travel? Or what's it look like if we gift more to our kids and grandkids or pay for our grandkids' college, right? Like, I always like to help our clients just start to envision what could be in their retirement, but first they got to know what they want, right? If leaving behind this huge legacy is something you really care about, well, then maybe you don't want to spend more. But what I've found is with all of our clients, their goal is 1, make sure they don't run out, and 2, spend as much time with their loved ones doing the things that they enjoy doing. And in today's case study, Bill and Cindy were a perfect example of that, right? They had worked hard. They were 65 years old. They had $2 million saved for retirement, and they wanted to go. They wanted to travel, they wanted to play more golf, they wanted to do fun things, and they wanted to make sure that they were okay and that they could do that stress-free. And Cindy, admittedly, she's a worrier. She has always feared that they do not have enough saved for retirement. And so Bill, he felt a little better about it, but he really wanted to walk through this planning process to see, well, 1, make sure that they both felt okay about where they sit currently, but 2, he wanted to see, hey, we can spend this much money on travel and we're still going to be okay, so let's just do it stress-free and let's start planning those trips. So let's jump in here to Bill and Cindy Sample's plan. They are both 65. As I mentioned, they just retired at 65, and let's take a look first at how much they have saved. So as I mentioned, they have $2 million saved, and that's in a qualified retirement account. So we won't spend a lot of time talking about tax planning, but that would definitely be a piece of this planning process for them because the majority of their money is sitting in a qualified retirement account. But that is for a different video at another time. So let's go here to their income. Pretty solid income in retirement. Bill's got $40,000 in Social Security. Cindy's got $17,000 in Social Security, but Bill has a nice pension of $24,000 a year, which is really going to help them not have to withdraw near as much as a lot of retirees would. So now you come in here, you look at expenses, and this is what we're going to look at the most today with this plan. Right now, they've been spending about $100,000 on their living expenses, but as I've mentioned, they want to see if that number can go up. So we're going to first start by looking at the plan using that number, but I'm already assuming that's going to look pretty good, so then we're going to start to increase that. So let's jump in and see what their plan looks like. Right off the bat, one thing that we're seeing here that I always like to see, obviously, is that their assets throughout retirement at that $100,000 spending level are looking pretty good. It's always a good sign when your assets are increasing in retirement rather than decreasing. So I felt pretty confident, as I said, that their plan was looking good, but we also like to run what we call Monte Carlo simulations, which is essentially just running 1,000 different scenarios on their retirement plan, and it gives us a probability of what their success would look like. And so as you'll see, 100% probability of success, and they are in great shape. In fact, they're almost in too good of shape, because if you see these numbers here, this is what's projected for them to have at the end of their plan, meaning their kids would inherit this, and that's over $5 million just at the median level, but there's also potential it could be all the way up at 8. And while that does look incredible, that's not one of their goals. They don't want to leave that big of a legacy. They don't feel their kids need that much money. Their kids don't want them to worry about leaving that much of a legacy. So that's where we're going to start to stress test this to keep this number looking good, these numbers looking good, but also this number, while also allowing them to spend more money. Let's start to stress test it. And the first thing I wanted to do was, we knew that traveling was a non-negotiable for Cindy. She was going to make sure that traveling was built into this plan. So right off the bat, I will click that toggle there, and we're going to add $20,000 a year in spending on travel. So what you'll see is it went from 100% to a 99% probability of success. We can live with that all day. That is totally okay. 99% probability of success is still an incredible number to be at. And then if you come and you look here, they've still got a massive nest egg that they would potentially be leaving behind at age 90 when they were to pass away. So boom, right off the bat, Cindy's feeling great. They can travel. She's much happier. So now we move on to, well, what else could we potentially spend more money on? And Bill has always wanted to become a member at a local country club in their town. Now, it's nothing like, it's not a crazy expensive country club, but between that and some additional home remodel type things they want to do, they wanted to see what would happen if they started just spending $20,000 extra per year. So right here, what I've done is I've just increased their living expenses $20,000, and let's see the type of impact that has. And now we've added $40,000 in extra spending between travel and just upping their living expenses $20,000. And they're still at a 94% probability of success. And by the way, like, a lot of times people get really hung up on this probability of success. To me, if you can be above 85, I'm feeling really good. Even above 80, I'm feeling okay. Now, for some people, that's not good enough. They like to see above 90. Some really like to see 100%. But Bill and Cindy were getting comfortable with the fact that they were starting to be able to travel more, spend more money, do the things they wanted to do, and they've still got a high probability of success. But more importantly, they're still leaving a solid chunk behind to their kids. So after seeing this, they're starting to feel better, and we're starting to talk through, what really would be your ideal retirement? What are some other things that maybe we haven't even factored in that you didn't know were possible? And one thing Cindy brought up, which I love, is that she was like, well, instead of leaving $3 million, what if we went out and we spent a little more money with our grandkids and our kids, whether that's just gifting them $10,000 per year, or maybe it's some years we take them on a big family vacation and we increase our travel budget for that year. So we went in and we wanted to run what that looked like. And so if we add $10,000 per year in gifting that they would be doing, they're still at an 87% probability of success. And so this is pretty awesome because, as I said, they didn't want to leave behind $5+ million or even $3 million, but now they're able to travel more, spend more each year, and also start gifting or just bringing kids and family on their family vacations. So being able to do all of that, we've now increased their yearly expenses by $50,000 from where we started, and they still have an 87% probability of success, and they're likely still going to leave behind a pretty good chunk of money to their kids. All right, so I hope this video helped. I hope it showed you that stress testing can be a really fun thing to do with your retirement plan. It can be fun to sit down and see, well, how much could we truly spend on travel or home improvements or putting in a pool, whatever your retirement wants to look like. Well, let's stress test it and let's see what is possible. And that's exactly what we love to do with our clients. So if you would like to learn more about our Mint for More retirement planning method, go below, click the link, read a little bit more about it. We also have a quiz that you can take that will give you an idea if you're getting the proper amount of planning that you should be getting with your retirement, or just go below and set up a one-time introductory call with me to see, are we able to help you possibly improve your retirement plan? So that is all I have today. Subscribe to the channel, please, and we will see you again next week.